We found a note in a bottle, and that note has a latitude and a longitude written in decimal notation, and we want to know where it is. So what we're going to do is use Google Earth Pro and see if we can figure out where it is. So here's Google Earth Pro once it's all fired up. And when you get in there, there will probably be some presets, but we're going to go down here to the Layers menu and click on this little triangle, and some choices pop up. Now, some of these may be already selected for you, but here we're going to select Photos, because once we get where we're going, we'd like to see what it looks like, and Places and Borders and Labels. Those are three good choices. Next thing we need to do is transcribe the note from the bottle, and here it is. It's a pretty fancy note. And we're going to put this number, the latitude 36.578, blah, 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 the longitude minus 118.2919, blah, blah, blah. So the minus sign means that it is a west longitude. We're going to copy those two numbers and put them in the search box up here at the top left and paste them in there. Okay, so I've got latitude, comma, space, longitude, and then we're just going to hit search and see what happens. So now we glide away from Ireland, and whoa, where are we? Well, I don't know where we are. So let's go over here to the upper right corner. This slider controls how big the image is, or actually it controls the altitude of the viewer above the image. Let's look at what else is over here. This little ring at the corner here has an N for north, and if you just click on that N, it orients the scene so that north is going up and so forth. So that's good. I always do that. If you come down here to the lower right, you see latitude and longitude, or lat and long. And as I move the cursor around, you see that those numbers are changing. Now, I know in the video those numbers are really small, but I'm just showing you where to look for them. And they're changing because that's the latitude and longitude of the cursor. So if, for example, I wanted to know what the cursor is of this rectangular thing, I could put the cursor right over that thing and read the latitude and longitude. It says 36.578545 degrees. That's the latitude. Longitude is minus 118.292360 degrees. And we're looking at this scene as if we are 182 meters high above the ground surface here. Okay, so we still don't know where it is. So once we are in here, you see that there is this little green mountainy kind of thing, triangles. And if we click on it, it tells me that we're at the top of Mount Whitney. Now, you may have never heard of Mount Whitney, but Mount Whitney is the highest summit in the continental United States. It has an elevation of, well, it's hard to say. It depends actually on what datum you use. The current datum is 14,505 feet, or 4,421 meters. So this is a little bit out of date. It's using a different datum. But at any rate, nerdiness aside, then we have these little blue things. And if we click on one of those, ooh, it's a picture. So each one of these things is a photograph that somebody has taken at the top of Mount Whitney, or on the way up to Mount Whitney. And that one happens to be up in the sky above Mount Whitney. And now I have to admit that many of these things in Google Earth are mislocated, but at any rate, you can get a feel for the scenery around there. Oops, that's mislocated. This little square thing here is a hut. And let's see if we can find a picture of the hut. Nope. Nope. Oh, nope. Nope. No luck. One of these is a picture of the hut. So we can go in closer and closer and closer. Maybe we'll look out. Find a picture of the hut. There's the hut. Yay. Okay, so that's sort of how you use Google Earth to find places where you know the latitude and longitude, or perhaps the universal transverse Mercator coordinates, or even the name of something. So for example, let's see if it can find the Alamo. Just type in the Alamo, hit search, and we blast away from California and land in San Antonio, Texas. And it just looks like city at the moment, but remember, we can zoom in. So here we go, getting closer and closer and closer and closer. And here's the Alamo, the museum that is the Alamo. And what does it look like? Well, from the street, from this little lawn out front, that's what it looks like, sort of familiar picture of the Alamo. Okay, so play around with Google Earth and have some fun with it. It's a really good thing to know how to use, especially as you start to do homework problems that require it. Okay, thanks. See you next time.